Today awaits a fascinating compilation of incredibly fortunate moments captured on camera. If you want to relax and marvel at how selective luck and chance can be, welcome to the Eternity Lab channel, the laboratory of eternally relevant content. To the question of what came first, the chicken or the egg, the answer is the chicken with the egg inside. Two yolks are a case of twins, but I've never seen nature produce such combinations. How about you? Don't know how champagne works? Like a mine, a slight movement and boom. Don't disturb the bubbles by shaking them, or you might end up with a bump on your forehead. For such quick delivery, you should leave a good tip. The phrase, "take what you can carry," some take literally. They work not only with greedy hands, but also with jaws.
And I find this $5 bill. Is there any more around here?
And they also say that money doesn't grow on trees. Sometimes it does, and if you genuinely rejoice at a $5 bill, fate might reward you more generously. Just look around.
Tip for, oh my god, no way.
When you participate in a similar attraction and find yourself inside a money machine, do like him and you won't go wrong. The odds of the plan working are 1 in a million, but luck chooses its fortunate ones even just for fun.
Yeah, ready?
The vending machines also have promotional days. Today, 2 products for the price of 1.
Yes, sir!
The girl didn't even understand what happened, but everyone else breathed a sigh of relief that there was no need to call 911. Don't try to repeat such tricks if you're not in shape. This state we call with 1 foot there. She must have been very light if she didn't fall, but she hasn't found a way to help others not fall on record. Did retreating to a corner come from intuition, or was it just a momentary choice that saved the woman from a hospital visit? If you hear something small drop from above, it could be the beginning of something bigger. When you're doing repairs, always remember where you left your tools. Sometimes they'll remind you themselves and you might not be able to dodge. The perfect warehouse worker knows his job like the palm of his hand. Otherwise, he wouldn't have recorded this scene. Sometimes heaven's manna looks like this, and the main thing is not to receive your heavy share. Nothing suggested that the log would perform such a quick acrobatic turn. It's amazing that there were no other participants in the trick. After the flood in Indonesia, these guys got lucky twice. They survived both the flood and its consequences. Lightning doesn't choose, it strikes the highest point. Good thing there are palms on the beach. Let's see what happens when animals enter the frame.
Pero si la agarras.
If the pony becomes rebellious, watch out for where you might jump quickly. The girl didn't stop and came out a winner in this race. I'm sure this man will now park his car right in front of the door. It's funny how confused they looked at each other. Didn't they both expect to run into each other, or was it the bear's house? An elephant in a china shop would behave less carefully. The bear entered to delight itself in the nearest supermarket. What did it choose? Anyway, it's better to wait until it's full and let the satisfied one go. They hardly attack when their stomach is full. A moose running out of control is comparable to an out-of-control truck. Are the skis more maneuverable, or did they just get lucky? This boy was fishing quietly, only hoping for a modest catch, but more suitors for the prey appeared. And not for the fish, but for the fisherman who almost became prey. Sport is a Klondike of ridiculous situations and fantastic strikes. Whether in the stadium or at home, there's always room for extraordinary cases. That's why a net is placed on the trampoline, so it doesn't turn into a cosmodrome. If you have a true friend, he knows how to put straw down before you fall. Here are two moments. You have to focus on both tasks, one of which is quite risky. This is what sports passion means, not giving up until the last second of the game. That same second can decide the outcome. These boys know the feeling of a successful game, but for success to catch you in the last millisecond while victory hangs by a thread is a fantasy. One could say that the father passively supports his son's love for the great sport. Welcome to our school team. Here's another solitary champion in his own invented sport, Estolobal. This boy invented a new game, winter mini basketball, and apparently trained a lot for his personal championship. He won a great beer trophy. Here's another underrated sport.
Oh my God.
The Flying Saucer Championship has begun. He's probably a professional, but without a little luck, that double strike wouldn't happen. A slingshot is also a powerful weapon if you practice well in someone's garden. This boy has either practiced a lot or has integrated sniper options. Bingo twice. When this boy grows up, he can do it too. But for now, yes, buddy, you're the king, just don't get too cocky. Some kids will definitely grow up to be leaders. Even in childhood, they put everything in place with a single movement. Any sport that requires precise throws would suit this girl perfectly. And here's a perfect future knight for the girl. This little one was born with the talent of the god Zeus. He throws lightning. Someone needs to tell him in time that he's a magician and not to do it anymore. All these boys couldn't find a hobby or activity. They practiced throwing things randomly and reached some mastery in the profession of launch bank. Now they definitely need a game of card-a-ball. If this boy is always this precise, the neighbors don't come within a kilometer of his yard. If this boy had been born in the time of the Indians, he would have been called Double Tomahawk. If your goalkeeper is lucky, he won't fail you, even if he's literally sitting in a puddle. Patience, work, and perseverance, plus a million attempts, and here you are, excelling at some crazy skill. I, in his place, would add this video to my player portfolio. Although, what's the point of sharing a table with him? He leaves no opportunity. What at first glance seems like an embarrassing mistake turns into an elegant trick. That's true Australian luck. Knowing how to jump and make smart decisions is a necessary skill for an athlete, and luck, of course. To say he got out with a scare is an understatement. It seems the very heavens held the boy at the top until help arrived. Some get lucky getting stuck on a vertical cliff. It's good that help arrived on time and the girl could hold on in that unstable and almost hanging position. I'd bet the tanker truck driver celebrated this day as his second birthday. When there's no ski slope, the snow owes you nothing. You want to go and descend before you do. The main thing is that the snow block decided to slide not later than the skier. The main thing is, forward, just forward. Don't fall or look back when fleeing from a snow avalanche. Freestyle lovers don't worry much about the possibility of an avalanche either. They seem to calculate their luck as a default option. But here the boy just passed by the edge of a knife. The avalanche was triggered especially for him. When you're hanging upside down from a tree and your feet are tied to the snowboard, the most optimistic thing is to be glad you didn't meet the tree head on. Not only rabbits jump from the edge of the forest and slalom. The landing wouldn't have been so smooth if this boy had jumped 1 second later, or if the other had done it 1 second earlier. An unexpected neighborhood can happen even in the middle of action. Skiers, like kangaroos, jump out of nowhere. A great number of incidents also occur while driving or parking. Imagine you're driving a luxurious Ferrari and decide to do a test drive, testing the speed. And immediately, everything happens at lightning speed. It seemed like the road was preparing a mission for you. Definitely at that moment, all three cars caught their luck at once. All Ferrari cars have built-in automatic intuition. They sense dangerous angles from the rear. Sometimes luck flies at you at full speed. It's a miracle that someone first noticed this wheel of fortune. Everything was decided by centimeters and reactions. It's unclear whether the approaching truck had all its tires in place or not. Riding a motorcycle requires, above all, a good reaction. Decisions must be made very quickly. Traveling at night on an open road isn't safe. This motorcyclist had incredible luck. He ran into an unfortunate leopard. A portal to hell opens and closes, and some drivers manage to pass through it. 5 stars for the green car. Even on a quiet street, you shouldn't relax. Road provocateurs don't sleep. Some park with vigor. If you've already slid, let it take you where you need to go. At first glance, it seems that tragedy is inevitable, but it appears that fortune is benevolent to the puppies. The driver probably parked later and continued on his way by taxi. The faces responsible for the bridge collapse held their breath for a few seconds. That's probably a miracle? If you're one to prefer not to brake but to change lanes, see how the masters of automotive Tetris handle it. It's lucky that the truck wasn't transporting concrete slabs and didn't try to change lanes. They say, well, the slower you drive, the further you'll go. Apparently, the driver calculated everything and chose the correct speed. Sometimes it's better to take a little longer on the road and arrive late to a traffic accident you could have been involved in. It's better to come out with the snake exercise that everyone did in the driving test. This episode can't be logically explained. What that driver planned, only he or she knows. However, after such a collision, we all need time to stop and reflect on what just didn't happen. When professionalism goes hand in hand with luck, even a very slippery road can give you opportunities.
Неважно, что у машины под капотом. Самое главное – это то, кто сидит за рулем.
Probably the trees were also complicit. They let the car pass through a safe corridor between them. It's hard to say who of the drivers was luckier, the one moving forward or the one being shaken. They were centimeters away from tragedy.
Just to show you guys how slick it is and that I should be playing the lottery right now. You can't make this stuff up.
This icy growth of 1 centimeter is worth a lot. It was sent by the higher forces. This is only possible in Asia. Those behind probably worried a lot about the to the brim load. How does all this construction move? Apparently it's not their first trip and everything is calculated down to the centimeters. Sometimes being lucky means having a quick reaction and not turning your back to the shore. A lucky twist and you won't have to dry your whole suit. This suit isn't suitable for swimming. This trick was probably carefully perfected. Just try. You'll need 3 boxes of soda. We add a bridge. Everyone probably held their breath in excitement. And at the same time, the unexpected test of the yacht showed how it withstands a strong tilt to the right. Paragliding is almost free flying, and calculating the landing to the millimeter is quite difficult considering the wind speed. Alright, fortune did it for these guys. The girl in a bikini didn't even have time to duck. It's incredible, but when people do something, they don't consider other people or even the probability. Imagine the crazy adrenaline rush of the flyer at that moment, and we're glad no one had to be rescued. The helicopter is probably named so because it's more agile than an airplane. It can quickly evade an accident in the flight field. That's all for today. You've been with us on the Eternity Lab channel, the laboratory of eternally relevant content. Thank you for watching, and don't miss our previous episodes.
Yes, yes.